To every single man and boy tuning into this conversation today, I ask, I am he for she. Are you?
Champions of all sorts, of all shapes, of all sizes, from everywhere. Thank you for being here.
Welcome to the HeForShe Impact 2018 Summit.
Why is it always women who have to break through the glass ceiling? Where are the men willing to throw boulders down through it? They're right here.
Today, we are releasing the HeForShe Emerging Solutions report. We are already seeing that change is happening.
We have to close this gender pay gap.
We passed in Iceland a legislation making sure that for equal work, you get equal pay. I encourage you to look at this legislation to see if you in your country can use it as a blueprint.
We've actually managed to take the intake of senior leaders, women senior leaders, from 20% a year ago to 51% this year.
We have already committed to have over 30% of women by 2020.
My senior administration team, which including myself, there's 7 people. 4 out of 7 are women, senior women. A few years ago, that would have been unthinkable.
And when you make it personal, then the actions just flow. You start to say, we're going to have a leadership team that looks more like the world.
One of the visible results of that was that we increased the proportion of men availing themselves of those teams from something like 12% 2 years ago to 90%.
We have committed that this new policy would be entirely rolled out in the world for 100,000 employees by 2020.
Hence the reason the fact-based decision was to change our behavior both in terms of placement and recruitment to offset the negativity that was coming from that and allow for more women to be in a leadership position.
We made a decision to make sure that all of our new joiners, and when you get promoted, and those in leadership, take the training around unconscious bias.
HeForShe tapped into something women everywhere understood: the right to believe in ourselves, to be all we can be, free from indignity and discrimination.
Empowerment women, using education especially, focuses on the girl child. When it comes to education, I often think that skilled education is one of the best means of empowering women to get jobs and businesses from themselves.
A step we've taken over the last year was to implement what we call bystander training. In a community, we want to ensure that everyone accepts responsibility for everyone else. We mandated this training for all first-year students last year.
I sit before you now, having nearly 250,000 of the law enforcement population in the UK signed up to this already.
We've had thousands of students now, well over 4,000 students involved in those ideathons, coming up with their own ideas, and critically, they are the catalyst for the change.
To develop a unique guide on managing emotions. We would like to put this in the hands of every military personnel around the world.
Today, more women and girls are pursuing science and engineering courses than ever before.
I feel even more proud and excited that I'm rejoining, not alone, but with 50 million scouts from around the world who are pledging for gender equality by 2020.
In 1975, CalArts' first class of animators contained 2 women. Today, 70% of over 200 animation students identify as female.
The idea is really to change the culture of the society, that we have to work together, we are not different each other.
We can be effective to change behavior with great, simple ideas. Let us empower women and encourage them to say, nothing is to be done about me without my consent.
If power mainly resides with men, what does this imply for accountability? If the world is unfair, who is responsible for making it right? This cannot be a burden just for women. We men must play an active role in ensuring a more just world.